Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the River State Investment Promotion Agency's evening of good. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we want to first of all apologize for something, and we will try not to be too long so you get a quick grasp of what the mission is here. Before we move forward to recognize our board, a quick information about the RSIPA, the River State Investment Promotion Agency, was established to drive economic growth and attract investments by providing a seamless system for investors to explore opportunities and apply with ease. With vast natural resources, an educated workforce, and a strategic location, River State has immense economic potential. However, a decline in industrial activities and economic challenges highlighted the need for a focused approach to revitalizing investment in the state. This platform was developed following discussions at the River State Economic and Investment Summit in May 22nd to 23rd, 2024, under the leadership of our Excellency Governor Siminalayi Fubara. It serves as a gateway for investors to access high-impact opportunities and contribute to the state's transformation into Nigeria's leading investment hub. So ladies and gentlemen, permit me to introduce the members of the board. First of all, it gives me pleasure to recognize Professor Lawrence Fubara Anga. Let's have a round of applause for him. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome, sir. He is the chairman of the board. We also have Honorable Chamberlain Peterside, PhD. He is the Director-General. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for him as well. Hello. Once again, apologies for that break in transition. And I wasn't going to continue introducing in the talk because I'm about to introduce Mrs. Tamara Iwunemi Life George, Esquire. She is the secretary of the board. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for her. Next on this list is Mr. Goodlife Umekini. Ladies and gentlemen, Goodlife Umekini is here with us. Let's have a round of applause for him. Honorable and there is Barrister, there is Mr. Barito Leno Bank. But he's not here right now, but when he comes, we will let you know. So ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for them as we move straight into the opening remarks and welcome remarks by the chairman of the Real Estate Investment Promotion Agency. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Lawrence Fubara Anga, SAN. Let's have a round of applause as he comes to the program.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. His Excellency, the Governor of the State, Sir Dr. Sundarai Paraji, SSRS, Honorable Commissioners and members of the Real Estate Executive Council, my lords, justices and judges of the Superior Court of Record, members of the legislature, permanent secretaries, heads and representatives of ministries, departments and agencies of real estate, the leaders and representatives of chambers of commerce and other private sector organizations, captains of industry, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Once again, good evening. It is an honor and a privilege to welcome the Excellency and all of you this evening to this event. Because what I believe will be a continuous and productive dialogue between the real estate, the investment and the organized private sector. You've heard from the SC a little bit about the agency. The Real Estate Investment Promotion Agency was established in August 2024 through Executive Order number 2. The citizen board was inaugurated in September 2024, and its establishment followed key recommendations of the Real Estate Economic and Investment Summit was held last May. The stated objectives of the agency are contained in that Executive Order, and they include initiatives to promote investment, expand businesses, create employment opportunities, encourage small and medium-scale enterprises, and most importantly, nurture entrepreneurs, particularly amongst the youth of real estate. At its very core, ladies and gentlemen, the RSIPA is a facilitation agency. It is not an implementation agency. It is designed to be small, efficient, highly effective, structured and operated in line with best practices in both private and public sectors. Its sole goal is to drive investment and economic expansion. I must emphasize, ladies and gentlemen, that this agency will work in collaboration with and shall assist the MDAs and the organized private sector and other project developers, some of whom I see in this room, to conceptualize and implement projects and to formulate business-ready initiatives. Let us say a word or two about one or two areas. The agency is going to try to centralize facilitation. It's going to serve or create a one-stop shop or one-stop center for investors, ensuring that basic information, inquiries, licenses, etc. are handled efficiently in real estate. Our goal is to resolve and to remove bottlenecks, to eliminate unnecessary bureaucratic delays, and to foster a seamless investment process. Later on this evening, the Director-General of the agency will give a presentation on the proposals and study process of the workshop. of you in this room, most of you know how hard it is to do business in Nigeria. And sometimes how hard it is to do business in Nigeria State. Our job is to ease business. We're going to work hand in hand. We're going to be in between. We're going to be a proximate, a bridge between you, the consumers, the customers, and the various departments and agencies of government. And we shall work with them to implement reforms. The reforms that they themselves suggest and those that useless as well. To streamline business processes and escalate critical issues that can to high levels that need investments. Our focus is to refine reform ideas into policies and drive economic transformation. The stated priority sectors of this administration include agriculture, tourism and hospitality, manufacturing and industrialization, power and renewable energy, education, and I think, in our opinion, most important, human capital development, and to add to that, healthcare. This agency, RSIPA, is also going to act as a bridge between investors, MDAs, SMEs, and key industry players, ensuring that investment-related activities are well concentrated, complemented, and coordinated for optimal impact. You can't do all this in vacuum. Too often you see or hear figures being handed around, and you wonder what the basis of those figures are, how you can with such figures. One of our goals and objectives is to conduct a comprehensive investment mapping of real estate and update the data, economic and investment data, and use global best practices to attract investors based on realizable data. To ensure that our measurable results and has an impact, RSIPA model incorporates a strong performance tracking element that will ensure that MDAs remain accountable for reform implementation. It will help drive a culture of efficiency, effectiveness, and transparency in all investment programs and efforts. As I welcome the excellence and I welcome you, another stakeholder to speak here. I take this opportunity to express our appreciation to the excellency for the unwavering support in making RSIPA a reality. From approving notice to us, for providing solid support, and for providing the same of grants, the excellency has already laid the foundation of success of the stages. I'm not saying that I'm telling you to ask for more. Because this agency is dedicated and to require continuous support and nourishment to grow long fully-fledged investment partners. I shall shortly be presenting to His Excellency for his approval our organizational structure, our program for the rest of the year, and other matters that require his consent pursuant to the executive order that set us up. The future, our collective goal is clear. To create an environment where the unified sector operators can thrive, fueled by predictable policies and a commitment to reform. This is just the beginning of a very exciting journey, and I'm personally confident that with all your support, RSIPA will play a transformative role in making real estate a leading investment destination. As I emphasized just last week in Abuja at the Nigerian International Energy Summit, a peaceful, safe, secure, predictable, and policy-driven business environment in real estate creates conducive conditions for a productive economy. This is important because when real estate works, Nigeria works. The Excellency of Nokobra holds the key, and real estate is open for business. You are all very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Let's have another round of applause for our chairman of RSIPA. Quickly, before I invite for the presentation, because as you can see, His Excellency is not here yet. So we will move quickly to presentation on ease of doing business in Rivers State by the Director-General. Before I bring him on, please go through the information and see the vision, which is to position Rivers State as the leading investment destination in Nigeria, fostering sustainable economic growth and enhancing the competitiveness through strategic partnerships and innovative investment solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to invite to the podium Honorable Chamberlain Peterside, PhD, the Director-General, RSIPA. Ladies and gentlemen, is a round of applause for him.
is not a middle driver, it should be a facilitator. Okay? That should attract private investment. So in this part, we consider our role as facilitators, as agencies that can enhance, okay, that can create an easier operating environment because it's already part of the operation. So this our actually conceptualized and created to be able to give a sound level playing field and a better operating environment. That's our target. That's the right one. Okay, so key initiatives. Here are some steps. So when we talk about enhancing and facilitating, we will be doing that where key initiatives are. We have start out, talk out, and what are doing is content. After very rigorous today, one of that is, the one-stop center, which we'll be hearing more about today. The second, I think initiative is for us to prioritize. So not really let go, but to focus on those priority sectors which the government has already identified. Okay? So next slide please. Okay, so our mandate ultimately is to improve the ease of doing business. Make it easier for you to come in, get your business registered online, get any kind of activity, and begin to operate. We also believe that the agency can support the government in formulating policies. So it's not just often, but we should be part of that policy formulation process. I think that will add so much value. Now, we have, one of these buzzword, PPP. It's there. We don't have a department of PPP in the state. But I do that. The Commission of Principal, which is the first of the time in the state, the whole idea is to embed PPP in all of what government does. Government can invest in construction, but when it comes to other investment in agriculture, for instance, in technology, for instance, in education, government cannot do that alone. So we think that PPP is the way to go, and our role is to enhance and facilitate that, segment of the investment ecosystem. Okay, so the other point here is regulatory compliance. Yes, I think that a lot of the regulations might not be statewide regulations. For you to get incorporated, you have to go to CAC. For you to get certain kinds of permission or do some kind of business, in oil and gas, for instance, in the market sector, you do need federal regulations. You need to comply. However, we think that RSIPA can play a key role in helping you comply. And how can we do that? We do that by being able to integrate all those agencies within our ecosystem. So that, again, when we talk about one-stop center, you have a point of reference where you can either visit virtually or physically and know which regulatory licenses and approvals that you might require. Okay? The next point is we are here to promote investment opportunities. And what that means is we are not an investment firm, neither are we an implementing entity. But in terms of promoting, we do get involved in a lot of activities. For instance, have been very gracious in bringing to us a lot of the activities, the delegations that are going to come. So I told you, I like government policy to showcase where government can be an enabler to the Chamber of Commerce or the private companies that are okay? And ultimately, government does that. It helps to facilitate your decision making. It helps to enable you to walk through the days of procedures. Because whenever you're going to make a decision, there are key steps that you must take. So the easier we can make it for you, I think the better it will be ultimately for you and the win-win for both the state and for the private investors. Now, next slide. Okay. Now, we are not operating in vacuum. You must realize that. So, as some national entity, you have to realize that there's a lot of work to do that is dependent on what the federal government does. So, of course, there are economic and social and political policies, of course, issues that fully influences your business ecosystem. So one of those is that every 4 years you go through the election cycle. But no matter how you try, you have to be cognizant of what goes on at the national level during the election cycle. And of course, in 2023, we got a new administration, and of course, the new government comes with their own new issues. What we do is we have to study, understanding, and determine how we can dig into that. The same thing applies to national partnerships. At sub-national level, you cannot, okay, take advantage of certain activities going on internationally without being in partnership or in collaboration with various agencies. So our job is to understand that dynamic, know what is going on at the national scale globally, and how we impact businesses within our ecosystem. Okay, some of what has happened, of course, in recent times, are not things that really had too much role to play, such as combating oil debt. We do know that anytime there is a decline in oil debt, it leads to high productivity and high production in oil, and of course, export. So as we see, it's a higher production level, which is the highest in 5 years. That leads to higher revenue stream for the country. And of course, as an oil producing state, we don't have a direct impact on our revenue stream, on our business life, and of course, on the human activities. So ultimately, those investments is going to rely upon macro situations, macro policies, and macro climate that is, at the national level. Good. So, of course, very key private sector investment that have recently, which fortunately some of them have direct impact on these activities in the real estate. Because of oil and gas and maritime and blue economic region, we always feel that we compete with our neighboring states, who also in oil and gas states, for investment of the state. Because every we go to Kenya, we go to Shell, Renaissance, oil field. So those kinds of transactions don't have an impact on our economy. Particular deal, obviously, might affect another jurisdiction more positively. But we believe that real estate is highly opportune and well placed. So when you talk about first top 3 investment decisions, you can't have of real estate. And so it is absolutely imperative that we keep our eyes and keep our radars very sharply focused on what is going on investment, private sector, and macro policies. Next slide, please. Okay, so the question is, assuming we focus and understand macro economy, and there are few goals coming into government. The question is, how do we react? How do we position real estate in the scheme of things? Now, RSIPA was actually specifically created for that purpose. Okay? Since its creation, we had a series of engagements with the board, and we had concept notes and with all the literacy, and came out with our mission and our vision. So, some of that effort ultimately is going to lead us to activities that will enhance business investment operations over the next couple of months and years to come. And we believe that this should be able to have a long-lasting impact, not only in the investment drive, but on GDP growth, on IGR growth, and most importantly, job creation. Ultimately, what is focus on investment and dollars is to improve lives. If you are not able to impact lives with the kinds of effort that we make in RSIPA, then I think that RSIPA might have failed. And I don't think that likely. Okay, so next slide, please. Okay, so this is how the private business registration and licensing. Those are key focus areas that we believe that efforts must be paid able to get investment going.
take an investment decision or go into action or implement the investment plan. And that, of course, will entail simplification of company registration or license. You might ask, what are the part of the company incorporation? Yes, we don't have any to do that. But in our relationships and the statute that we maintain, obviously it is absolutely natural that we must be able to lead and guide investors, especially investors, on the incorporation process, which should be done there seriously. Or even then you understand how the focus on business registration and licensing and other issues would have an underlying impact on that concept. So the same thing applies to infrastructure development. Okay? You have seen not where infrastructure investment seem to pay 70% or 40% infrastructure and growth of bridges, healthcare, and educational assets. However, the question is, who are you building for? You're building for people. Now, if you build structures, the roads, money, the asset, accessibility, your business, and so we want to ride on the focus on infrastructure development. States, government, public sector, provide to build infrastructure. Okay? Whatever reason, an incentive or a motivation, people can relate to it and see it and feel it and touch it. But if you feel doing all that, what happens? How do people, especially business, benefit from it? We want to be able to plug into infrastructure development. We have this access to want to give investors that think that in the operation of that geographical location, there might be opportunities around that. Okay. The same thing applies to regulatory and institutional reforms. Government cannot operate statically. So you don't allow a person to remain static for too long. Alright, so over the years, we see policies like the immigration policy that was enacted in 1997 and then cancelled. The same thing applies to state level policy coordination. Okay, so both at the tax level and corporate level, in corporation and sort of business, then wants to be able to make that very, very clear, give a very good understanding to investors and business and SMEs is most important. We're not talking about only big business, of course, we appreciate business investments, but SMEs make up the mass of economic creation, GDP generation, and idea. We want to tap into that ecosystem of SMEs, and both bodies in regulation. Some businesses are not well positioned, they don't have money, they don't have the resources to meet and to make regulatory values. So our job is to make that clear to the SME ecosystem. The same thing applies to public-private partnerships. The government, over the years, as we do know, has leading edge instead of just factories. Over the years, we see now the government at national level and state level are invested systematically. So, is the order of the day. Okay? We want to be able to channel attention, ideas, and proposals. We need to guide investors on where sectors that government is looking forward to create opportunities. That way, government minimizes the exposure, government takes a back seat and allows the private sector to lead, but then we can support those kinds of big projects or small projects. We do have several other projects. We have the new policy project, which is currently undergoing development. It's only a huge project. Driven and led by private sector, supported by the government. So those are the kinds of things which we think that we should be able to do more and really back in well position to put out that kind of information into pay and enlighten the investment public on what is out there. Now, how do we intend to implement all Okay? First thing is riding on technology. We all have mobile phones there, and obviously over the years come from, 4G, 2G, 5G, and a lot of there. As a new young industry, talented for that would be able to do a lot of things for the state. Do you think that we should be able to ride on technology? One subject is a physical technology platform, but what is covered by physical location. So by so doing, you're applying and leveraging on advanced technology, you're minimizing your daily activities with paperwork. You actually accelerating the pace through which you take decisions. Investors can reach you faster, easier. They can reach you from very far and near. And you can process the development, process the proposals, look at it, escalate it, and take the wrong decision with the help of technology. So you can apply for evaluation. Whereas we're not an implementation agency, but it's absolutely imperative that at least you do know which investments are coming through our door by sector. Okay, which sectors are mostly, most interested, sectors that are already investors. What kind of investment are we seeing? We should be able to put some data on those investments. Some of those that don't really know and don't get it through the approval process, or those that, go through the approval process and those that maybe experience of hiccups with implementation. It's not like how the implementation will work with our products, the MDAs, but it's our job to keep abreast and be able to monitor and see how projects and proposals are being implemented. Same applies to capacity building and training. You will not become an agency that will spend time in training personnel, but within us, within the agency staff, we are bound to develop our own internal capacity. Because we don't have qualified personnel, then obviously things that we're planning to do in terms of utilization and evaluation and monitoring will not be successful. So building capacity, especially internal capacity, is crucial and imperative for us as an agency. Again, legislative and policy reforms. Our job here is to advise and enhance and facilitate. But because we are the front door, we are the interface between the business community and the public sector, we are bound to see what changes and what transformations are occurring, and also we should be able to use that to formulate policy ideas, policy proposals that might go into legislation or that might lead to, documentation and information and, government regulation that will enable the business climate to more improve. State organization is what we're doing here. It is a very, very, crucial strategy that we have to have. Because we cannot function in isolation, and unless we know, feel the pulse of business and know what is going on there, it is totally impossible to be able to carry out our job successfully. So you are very, very vital to our success. Okay? Now, this talks about collaboration with the MDAs. We've had stakeholder engagement with the MDAs something about October, but there was a conclusion and things that came up, such as is really trying to take over the function of ministries or departments. That's how it's known. That's how it's known. We are here to collaborate and to partner. We are doing that right successfully. Okay? Proposals are there. Sometimes we advise, we go on together in discussions, and then we get some proposals which we believe are the right ministry encouraging partnerships with organizational sector. We believe that the overriding objective is to know what to do, know how you're operating, see how government can be of support to you, and that ultimately promotes investment to in our state. And the other issue here is in collaborating with the private sector, the government developed the kinds of high-tech spend that the government does is not something within the reach of the private sector. And therefore, we believe that RSIPA can be that bridge that can bring and expose private sector to infrastructure opportunities, whether they are brand new, greenfield, or